Hey guys, so I just wanted to add a quick update to my Moonscraper plugin, a big update. It's basically what I've done was added quality scoring. I've added timestamps. I've added Epoch training to it, so it takes multiple passes and it builds things as it goes. So I'm going to say who is the current president. And before I added this, it would basically it might get the first answer, which could be wrong, and then it gives that score the 100% because it doesn't verify it against other answers. So now it gets all the other answers, gives it a quality score, then gets the most relevant one. So when you search that question in Google, President Biden's name, like ex-President Biden's name, does come up, and the LM, since it knows President Biden was the president, it may have a chance of picking that. So this way, with the date code in the Python as a Python variable, it will look because if we go into the code here and we look at the intent agent, basically we have the current date. So now it knows to set that up against whatever the current date that you're searching from is, and it takes the user prompt and it looks at the current date and it breaks it down by all these points. And so now it's doing that per each content and for the URL as it's going, and then quality scoring everything, and then giving you back. You can see it's doing that with 5 epochs after all the data is found. So it's going to go through all that, and it's going to take a little while. So we're just going to kind of let it run, but it's going to be the correct answer. Once again, this is a little bit overkill just for a simple query like this, but when I'm making this as part of a SEO brief creator or just general research operator, and yeah, it's all the analyzing is done. The it's gotten the quality score of 1, and now it's gonna do this final summary right here. And if we go into the final summary, we get the exact right answer. Let me just go to a markdown viewer here. Just give me a second. Which is Donald Trump is the current leadership. JD Vance is the vice president, and Melania Trump is the first lady. Previous administration, all that. It gives you cue right. So right now it's a content brief. So it gives you all this stuff for a bit of a content brief that I'm optimizing the outline for. I needed to do a better job verifying the search first before optimizing the outline further. But everything now is great. You see right in the title tag, U.S. Presidency 2025, Donald Trump second term, so it knows that he's been elected twice. J.D. Vance president. So another thing we could do to just double check the accuracy, we could say latest boxing match. So this is a big boxing match that just happened. So what I'm going to say, my search term is going to be let me just open up a new search. So right now it's all really raw and getting into it because I've been focusing on the quality as much as I can, reasonably anyways. So I'm going to say who won the fight, the last fight between. It is going through the Google API, so things like spelling mistakes shouldn't matter. I just want to be specific. So yeah. So obviously this information is super new and it won't have that info in the LM. So some errors are happening just because the URL can't be crawled from Beautiful Soup. I could probably bypass that with API stuff, but using Beautiful Soup works pretty well most of the time. So, and it's free, which is why I'm using it because I'm kind of bootstrapping everything here. But yeah, we're doing that, and once again, it's going through all the data and breaking it down. And it kind of, I found the way that works best is it's called pedagogical logic, which breaks it down multiple different ways so it understands kind of not just what you're asking, but the intent and kind of everything around what you're asking. And you can see the current date here, which is 2025, February 2nd, or sorry, February 24th. And so it's going to be basing the answer on that because it's going to pull dates from the info and it wants to get the most recent thing from most recent info, valid info from that date backwards. bit hard to explain, but I think that's got the point across. And you can see here, so we have multiple agents doing this. We have an intent agent that runs through all this, and you even have like the like different variables coming in to have all the reg, and there's multiple stuff. So this thing's been engineered to hell and back, and then it goes through the content processor after this, and it does kind of a middle out extraction where it just gets all the key points from everything and lines it up instead of the meaningless data, and then it analyzes all that. And so you can tell right now the analyzing analysis is not that in depth. It's just a little bit. I could adjust everything right here if I wanted, but it does the job just to validate the proper answer. So yeah, it's still going through it. There's a couple things I'm working out. I can make it definitely quicker than what it's doing, um, but the information it gets from the query now is really in depth. Let me just. Sometimes you have to exit out of that and go back in. So we have. Yeah. Let's just search that just to verify it. Victory. And Bivol scored a majority. So Bivol is the winner, and Bivol defeats Bestrev in Rega match. Yeah, sorry if I'm butchering those names. And we even have headings like key findings, round by round, stuff like that. And I could add in more results strictly or more data from the prompt, but I'm not going to right now. It's just a matter of verifying this is right and current as possible. So yeah, thanks for watching.